everyone, it's Brie. Now, ever since I started my channel, the one question I get asked quite a lot is to tell you guys what my favourite pad brand or my favourite pad is and what my favourite menstrual cup is. Now, I physically cannot tell you a brand or a pad or a menstrual cup that is my favourite overall, that I would just always go to, because there are ones I go to at different times in the month and, you know, everything like that. So I'm going to do my favourite panty liner, my favourite light pad, my favourite regular pad, my favourite heavy pad, my favourite overnight pad, and then my favourite menstrual cups. And I'll explain why they're my favourite, so maybe that will help you a bit if you're looking for different things in your menstrual cups or different things in your pads. So, without further ado, my favourite liner by far is the Essence of Eve. I love these pads. They're just, I have really narrow gusted underwear because I have to wear like size 6, which in the UK is like a size 2 in America, I think. It's like the second small, I don't know what I have to say. But you know, you get the idea. They're really narrow, and these snap up so narrow, and this is bamboo velour, and it's so soft. I got this in her rainbow panty liner set, which was really reasonable for shipping even internationally because I'm in the UK and she's in the US, and it's great. I think me and my friends are actually going to order some more of her because they're just fabulous. I really like them. They're not the thinnest, but as you can see, but because they're so floppy, they just contour to your pants. And one of the really important things when you're using cloth pads is to have really tight fitting underwear, or not tight but snug, you know, nothing baggy or anything, or your pads will shift around. And that's true even if you're not using cloth. Actually, if you're using disposables, it's much more comfortable if your pants are like form fitting. So it might be an idea to have a pair of pants that just a size below what you would normally wear just for your period, so that they hold your pads and stuff in place. So anyway, this is my favourite liner by far. It's the Essence of Eve, and I just chose this one because the colour's so pretty, but actually it was a rainbow set, so I love all the colours. Next, my favourite light pad is this one by Mum's Crafts For You, basically just because of the really cute pattern on it, and I love bamboo velour. It's just, bamboo velour is actually absorbent in its own right, and it's really soft. It doesn't stay soft that long. It has one way it feels horrible, but the other way feels really soft. But this is I think this is 8 inches and has 1 layer of absorb on the inside and a fleece backing. And I mean, 1 layer of absorb is plenty for me, even on a regular day, so for a light day it's perfect. And it's not too thick. I mean, it's not the thinnest, but it's a really good size and everything for me. I actually have 2 pads which are my favourite for my regular flow, and they're very different, as you can see. One of them is 9 inches and the other one's 11 inches. This one I got in a trade with Karma, and I should just say congratulations to Karma because she just gave birth to her daughter Aubrey, I think, or Audrey, I can't remember, but something like that. So congratulations to you, Karma, and I love the pad, by the way. So she sent me this as a trade, and I gave her a postnatal pad, which obviously arrived just in time, or postpartum, I think you say in America. And I asked for regular flow. There's a little bit of a stain on it because I couldn't be able to stay true in this one, but you know, it's really cute, and I love Pro Cool. It's just amazing for wicking away the moisture, and you cannot feel anything. Like, you feel completely dry when you're wearing this, even if you're on your regular day. So this is 11 inches because I like to sometimes slouch, and even though I bleed right in the centre, I bleed up to the left, and I often go to the back a bit if I'm sitting back. So I wanted a pad that's a little longer for that. And this definitely does the job. So that's why I love this one. It's got a little heart snap, isn't it cute? So yeah, so that's by Terra Pads. And then this one is a Countercloth Creations that I actually wanted to give away from Grace, I think. And it's great because obviously it's dark, so you can't see any stains apart from the little owls. But this one is so thin, and I've never leaked through it. It holds everything I throw at it. And yeah, it snaps up pretty narrow as well. But it's by Countercloth Creations, as I said before, and it's great because it's so thin. I just love it, and it really does contour to your shape as well. So that's the reason that these two, I couldn't pick between them for my favourite regular pad. But because I use different ones at different points in my cycle, even though I'm regular for 2 days in my cycle, or moderate I should probably say. So that's those two. Then my heavy pads, I have 2, and there's a reason for that. I'll start with the first one. The first one is my own brand, Precious Stars pads, and the reason I included 2 was because I didn't want to sound biased. But the reason this is my favourite is because, you know, it's not got any flare at all, and I hate flares on pads. So until I find a brand that doesn't flare like that, then that will probably, this has to say, one of my favourites, because it's got the length. It's not too thick, I don't think. Like, I really don't want to sound biased in these videos, but you know, hang on. I think a lot of people do it this way now. So you can see it's not too thick for a heavy pad, and it's microfleece back. Like I told you, it's got 2 layers of bamboo fleece and a layer of pea welling because I made it, and I really like it. It's got the purple snap. I like it because of its length is 12 inches, and this is actually the overnight, but I use it for heavy because I most of the time use my cups overnight. and I just use it for that, and I like it because it's longer at the back here, and I tend to bleed towards the back, and those pads that have this wings right in the middle of them, I don't bleed towards the front at all, so I get more towards the front, but I don't need it there, I need it towards the back, so that's why this is included in my favourite kind of heavy pads. But as I said, you know, obviously I made it, so I don't want to sound biased, but my next, you know, favourite one for heavy is this one by Homestead Emporium. Sorry, I've got a cold, can you hear? This is just her bamboo velour dyed. I got this in a D-stash actually, but someone hadn't used it. It's really, really nice. And yeah, it's got 2 snaps. I think the snaps broke off one of these actually. I don't know if it was, I got a turquoise one as well, but purple's my favourite colour, so this is the one I got. But it's really, really cute. I wish the light would do this thing justice, but oh, there's better. So yeah, I really, really love this one, and that's why it's one of my favourites. It's the perfect length for me on a heavy day, even though the absorbency only comes to here and you got the rest of this. Because bamboo velour is so absorbent in itself, you know, you've still got absorbency right to the end. And I do like that because I generally just bleed here even on my heavy days, but I do like a bit towards the back. As you can see, the wings are further towards the front, just because I tend to kind of drip towards the back, if that makes sense. So that's why I like that. And then my favourite overnight pad is this one by Orgo Pads, and the reason this is my favourite overnight is just because it's cotton. Most of my overnight pads are minky, which I don't understand because I really do not like minky at all. And the sewing on this one isn't great, as you can see, and I've heard a lot of negative things about her. Like you can see the stitching is completely off on one side. But it's not too bulky, it's quite bulky. I'm not heavy overnight, I just, as I said, bleed in the centre and bleed towards the back. That's how I bleed. So the way the wings are at the front is kind of good and it does work. So if I'm using a pad overnight, then this is probably the one I'm going to use. Yeah, and it's a cute pattern, I really do like it. I got it as a surprise though. So that's all my pads and the favourites there. As I told you, I can't like pick one out, there have to be more than that. And then my favourite cups. So I have the Lunette cup, the Juju Cup and the Sibel Cup. So I'll start with the Lunette. The Lunette is one of my favourite cups because this cup is really strong and resistant, so it opens really easily. And if I'm in that kind of phase where I don't want to mess about and I want, you know, a nice firm cup that I like the shape of and can't feel, then this is the one that I'll go to. Originally I said I didn't like this cup actually, but I really do, and it's easy to grip, so you're never going to have trouble getting this out. Let's see if we can get the grips on. There you go. So it's really easy to grip, so I never have any issues trying to get this cup out. And it's just, it works really great. I don't leak with this cup, and it feels great. So that's the one I go to for that when I just don't want to mess about. However, it is quite firm, this cup. So if I'm slightly crampy, I tend not to reach for this one just because it's firmness. I don't feel like shoving a cup up my vagina when it's like trying to eject itself, let's just say. The next one that's my favourite is the Juju Cup. Juju Cup. Sorry if you can see all these little spots in them. I literally just sterilised them, and that's what happens when you use a Milton sterilising tablet, but it's just the sterile thing. It's not, it'll come out when I wash it out, you know, next time I use it. So this is the Juju Cup. The reason it's my favourite cup is because I never, ever, ever have an issue getting this cup in and getting it open. This cup I can rely on 100% to go in. I always use the 7-fold with this cup, which looks like that. And I insert it in with a bit of lubricant, or actually I can even get this one in with water, insert it in and it will open. And it doesn't ping open or anything, it doesn't hit, it doesn't hurt anything. It's quite firm, but it's the grip to the bottom of these really pretty flowers. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see there, it's really pretty flower shapes. And it's not the best grip, but I can get it out with pretty much no issues at all. But it's one of my favourites because, as I said, it's so easy. I literally get it in and it's open. That's it. The reason this isn't my absolute favourite cup though, and would like exclude the other two, is because this one does what we like to call the waterfall effect, or the air bubble. This one you feel like you're standing up and a couple of minutes later you'll get this kind of feeling like the blood's leaking over the sides. That's just the cup getting the air bubbles out, and it's because the rims aren't too prominent on this cup, which I love because I hate prominent rims. But that's what it does, and you get this kind of panic in your head thinking, oh my god, I'm just leaking, but actually you're not, it's just the air bubbles coming out, and you'll feel fine after a while. But it does kind of feel like you're leaking down the side of the cup, which is why it's not my favourite, because I have to be prepared and used to that. And every time I put this in, no matter if I know it's going to do it, I still have to go and check because I'm so paranoid about it. But that's on my favourite list because it's so easy. This cup is probably going to go into my handbag as my emergency cup because I'll always be able to get it in. My final favourite cup is the Sibel Cup. This is kind of the wild child card, or the wild card in my kind of favourite cups, and the reason it is because I find myself reaching for it more than I thought. It has a stem, which I have kept a little bit on because it's got like no grips or anything on the cup. I never have trouble getting this cup out though. Even without the stem I can still get it down and out because my cervix is quite low. and I really love the shape of this cup. The rim works wonders, and I don't get the air bubble effect with this one. It's really soft, which is why I was kind of thinking, you know, I'll never like manage to get it in and open, but somehow, you know, I put this in, I push it up, then I pull it back a bit till it's almost out, and I push it back up again and it's open. So it's not, as long as I relax, I make sure I relax. That's the #1 tip with menstrual cups, is to relax your muscles down there. Don't tense up or it will become really difficult to your cup to open. But I can get this cup open, it's like a big surprise. And that's why it's in my favourite cups, because I find myself reaching for it more than I would, and I think I use this one mainly on my last period as well. So, you know, it really surprises me how often I reach for this cup. It's really soft. I can put it in on the days when I'm feeling kind of crampy, and that's pretty much every day. So yeah, that's why it's in my list. So those are all my favourite pads and menstrual cups. As I said before, I can't really pick one brand, but you guys all really wanted to know what they were. So hopefully this did help you a bit, and if you're looking for things, then just know you have to experiment with different brands and stuff, and what you like will be different. A really good tip though is to take a disposable pad if you're using disposables and measure it and see what sort of length you like and think, oh, is this too long, is this too short, you know, that kind of thing. And that will give you an idea of what you want. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video and subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook page. I started an Instagram page as well, which is like just Precious Stars pads. I have no idea how that technology thing works, so please bear with me if you like me on there or follow me or something. I don't know, okay? But thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.